All right, let's hop over to manga time. We'll kick things off with sales, of course. We are still tracking. This should be the last week of tracking for the week. This weekly Shonen magazine bunch. The new bunch is now out over in Japan. So in episode 44, we should see sales numbers for whatever's coming out in August. So the last update that we have here for this batch is we have Fire Force Volume 29 with 143K, Seven Deadly Sins, Four Nights of the Apocalypse Volume 2 with 108K, Hajime no Ippo Volume 131 with 81K, Shangri-La Frontier Volume 4 with 70K, Ranger Reject Volume 2 with 58K. Man, I gotta say, like, I mean, I get it's a popular series. I get the animes are done really well. I get that it's, you know, got its long tenure in the magazine, but since we've started tracking Weekly Shonen magazine sales, it really does kind of just blow me away. Like, holy shit, Fire Force is a fucking monster of a seller.
Yes, it is.
Like that's news to me since we've started tracking this. And I just think that's really cool. Of course, we're still tracking the July volumes for Weekly Shonen Jump. So the latest update, and some of these updates are very interesting, mind you. So we have Black Clover Volume 29 with 124K, Mission Yozakura Family Volume 9 with 32K. Hey, I like to see that. That's better than how Mission Yozakura has been here as of late, which is not surprising. This volume is covering the big arc that we just finished up. A Gravity Boys Volume 6 and Volume 7, 6.9 for 6, 6.5 for 7. I find that kind of weird.
They both got 3,000 more sales since last week.
They did get 3,000 more sales, but I do kind of find it weird that they just happen not to be a little bit closer, you know? But,
yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever. Undead Unluck, Volume 7, 38K. Hard Boiled Cop and a Dolphin, Volume 4, 6.9K. Now, here's a big one. This really caught my eye. Phantom Seer, Volume 4. We've talked about Phantom Seer a million times on this show. 21K copies sold. The last update that we had last week was 9K. They had a very massive bump in that 1 week, which is insane. Me and Roboco Volume 4 as well, 15.8K. The last update that we had for that one was 7K. ITLC Volume 2, of course, still unranked. And lastly, the newbie, the Volume 1 for one of our new series here, Elusive Samurai, with 67K, which did double.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it did double in just a week. Now, man, let's take a moment here. Phantom Seer, that is a big boost for Phantom Seer. Elusive Samurai doubling, big boost there. It's insane to me. Like, you know, what are you guys' thoughts on some of these sales? Because I find like Phantom Seer and Elusive Samurai, like doing what they did in a week, I find that just absolutely insane.
I mean, Elusive Samurai, I'm slightly surprised by. I mean, it's a good series, but that first volume can't be anything worth a damn. Those are the slow chapters.
Those are the slow chapters.
Yeah,
You're right.
As for Phantom Seer, I mean, it's nice to see there was a strong fan base even when it was being ended. So, I mean, will we see anything out of this? I doubt it. No. At least not showing up from Shonen Jump.
That's
Maybe
true.
give an opportunity to that author and artist somewhere else. But yeah.
I mean, I could see them going to like Jump Plus or something. Here's my thing, because I for one don't really know the demographic of like people that are purchasing like manga volumes in Japan, since they're getting all these magazines weekly, whereas over here we don't get them weekly, but we get the volumes. So it's just really insane to me that they are jumping up that high,
right?
Because you would think like, oh, if you can buy the magazine and just read it weekly, you don't need the volume. And so it's more or less just like collectors or someone that maybe hasn't like read it yet and is picking it up for the first time, which is even more insane that like, that's happening and that's doubling. So, cause like over here, I wouldn't like be bothered if, the sales had doubled like that. Cause, a lot of people aren't paying the subscriptions for like Viz or Shonen Jump or something, or Crunchyroll to like read them weekly. And so that's my take on it. Like that just shows me how insane it is that the sales have gone up that much.
True.
And hopefully like Phantom Seer, like the artist, the writer, both of them. I know a lot of people were complaining about the writing, but the art was amazing. But I mean, for it like doing as well as it is, being a series that's been axed, like I hope they do get another chance.
I do too. And I can't help but to think, I don't think it's ever been done. So it's like, I think this and it's like automatically it's like, nah, it's not going to happen. But I can't help to think like just with how well like Volume 3 did, how well Volume 4's did, it's like, would Jump have the balls to step up and say, okay, maybe this shouldn't have been axed and bring it back, but with Jump Plus? I'm going to say no. I don't think they've ever done that before. But I mean, I can't help but to think, are they at least thinking that? Has the conversation been brought up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would
Are they?
I would put money and say the conversation may have been brought up or the thought crossed their mind, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I will say I would not be surprised if the thought did cross like the editor-in-chief's mind where he's like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have asked that. Maybe we should have just moved it to Jump Plus or something. But
like the Suecia boardroom, they're just like, so who was responsible for canceling this one? Like,
yeah.
I mean, more or less, it's probably more like, oh, Phantom Seer's doing a lot better than we expected. But look at our new series we put in there that we got rid of Phantom Seer to bring in.
That's true. That's true. Because Elusive Samurai, man, that is popping off. 67K for Volume 1, man. That is really good for Shonen Jump. And like I said, it doubled in just this 1 week of tracking. So looking forward to seeing the next batch for Weekly Shonen Magazine. Like I said, that should be on episode 44. We should start to see some sales numbers on that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming out. Like I said, man, I'm glad we've started tracking those numbers because it does blow me away how much of a monster Fire Force is. Like Fire Force is popping off in terms of sales, and same thing with Seven Deadly Sins. Volume 2, over 100K copies sold. It's pretty solid, man. It's pretty solid. A last little bit of news here for manga stuff for you is just a friendly reminder. There is no new updates for Weekly Shonen Magazine or Weekly Shonen Jump this week because of the Tokyo Olympics. So just a friendly reminder. And then the next Weekly Shonen Jump issue, of course, is issue 35. And as we mentioned last week, that will have the cover on My Hero Academia color pages with High School Family, which Kubo saved, and Undead Unluck. And then some other notable things to make note here is, of course, JJK is coming back, so that is very exciting there to see what's going to be going on. We also have that Endeavor's Mission 17-page special. And lastly, little friendly reminder, Dr. Stone will be on a break for that issue.
Real quick, because you mentioned the color pages for My Hero Academia, I just remembered something me and Josh completely skipped over over fan service episode. It was a tie-in episode with the movie.
Oh, shit, was it?
Yeah, because right at the end,
Was it?
there's a whole
It wouldn't surprise me.
talk with
They've done that.
Selkie and our dragon hero was just like they were working for some organization in Europe, and then it just shows some big gaudy golden room and some guy that looks like he should be in a Dragon Ball set, glowing blue with some sort of weird earring saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter. We have already what we need."
That makes a lot more sense for this episode then, because
Yeah.
I don't think I can't remember. I mean, I know all the movies have been tied in some capacity. I don't remember the second movie tie-in to the anime, but I very clearly remember the first movie tie-in. There was an end of the episode. I think that was around when they right after. No, I don't remember exactly when for sure, but I remember the end of the episode where All Might came up to Deku. It was a nice sunset and everything, and told him that, hey, I'm going to this island where the first movie took place. I want you to come with me. I remember that tie-in to the anime. I don't remember the second movie tie-in, but you saying that makes a lot more sense for that episode now.
Yeah.
Movie tie-in episode. That makes a lot more sense. Movie is coming out literally next month, I think. Looking forward to seeing that.
Comes out on August 6th.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming out very hopefully it'll be out for us later this year, probably early next year is my guess, but I'm going to hope later this year. I'm going to fingers crossed on that. Last bit in manga news, we do have just, once again, a friendly reminder. After issue 35, we're going to have another double issue for Shonen Jump. That next issue will be 36, 37, so that means after that, we will have another break. So that is it for the manga sales and news for the week.